Hey, and welcome back to Poltergeist Board Games. All right, today is the day that we are going to do the top games I played this quarter. Now, I played 17 games this quarter, different ones. I can't put them all in here, but I pulled out 13 games that I feel like everyone should try to play these because they're a lot of fun. So I can't even. I'll save my two favorites. I'll save for last, um, because those really are the ones that stood out the most. But I'm just gonna grab them, in no particular order. So here we go. But before we begin, let me say a word about our sponsor, Three Arrows Games. Uh, they are always great to deal with. Um, any of your gaming needs, they will um, work to get. If they don't have it in stock, sleeves or dice tower, um, whatever you need. A new board game that's not out, they'll look it up and they can order it for you. So always great and friendly. Three Arrows Games, Carson City, Nevada. Thank you for your support. Okay, so first game I'm gonna get rid of here is it's a little game, but it's highly recommended solitaire game. It is called 20 Strong. It is a dice game, and there's different modules that um, you can buy like expansions, and they play like the same way. But it's a dice game, and you have like a pool of dice, and then you lose dice, um, but they're different colors. You have purple ones, and you have yellow, blue. But anyways, you are like battling um, different, monsters or people or whatever, and then you're trying to get to the big boss and deal with them at the end. But the one I have is Solar Sentinels. That's the version I have. But there's like Tangle Woods, I heard is really good. Um, and then some other ones. But 20 strong, nice travel game too. Fits in your bag. But it's a fun dice game, easy to play. Okay, this one I just got for Christmas, but it's something that my wife surprisingly got me. But I had been wanting to get it. There's a couple times I almost bought it, but it is Fleet Dice. Um, it is a dice game, obviously, but you are like a fishing boat, and compete. You can compete against a bot, and you try to catch fish. And also, there's stuff that you can do in the town. Um, and then you can also, in the harbor, there's stuff you use. So you're trying to get licenses for different fish, and you're trying to get boats, and you get victory points for these things. And then you're trying to, get more victory points than your player. But it's 1 to 4 players. Takes like 30 minutes to play, but it's a fun little dice game, and another travel game that would fit in your bag real easy. But cool game, easy to play. Okay, next one. This one's highly recommended on solo. Any solo people put this in their list all the time. It's called Under Falling Skies, and this is um, it's a solo. It says 1+, but I believe it's pretty much just solo. Um, but it takes 20 to 40 minutes. It's by Czech Games Edition, and it's kind of like it reminds me of Space Invaders because you have um, they come down towards you, towards like your base or the town that you're defending. So it's like every turn, the level moves down, and you're trying to uh, keep them away from your town, and you're using dice. But it's a fun game. It doesn't take that long to play. What does it say? 20 to 40 minutes. Um, and this is by Thomas Ulier. But it's kind of a travel game. It's pretty small, but it's also it's a lot of fun to play. This one, friend of the channel, Jason McMurtry, bought this for my birthday, and it's a cool game, Scythe, and there's a sequel to it called Expeditions. But it's a really cool futuristic, like apocalyptic game where you have mechs and different units, and you're trying to gather resources. You can see on there's the map there, but you're trying to gather different resources and build things. And it's 1 to 5 players. Takes about 115 minutes to play, but really cool. It's by Stonemaier Games. Stonemaier does an excellent job with their games. Um, you can't say enough about their games. They're so good. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's different people that you can play, different I guess like factions or whatever. But anyway, Scythe, good game. I'm running out of room with these big games. Okay, next one is I don't know. It's hard to explain this one because the way I came about it. I saw it. I can't remember where I saw it, but I saw it advertised, and it sounded neat. And then I there's a game store owner in Reno that I was talking to, and I told him about this game, and he used to work for. He was a wildland firefighter, and I told him about this game. And he's like, "Oh wow!" He's like, That sounds really interesting." And so he ordered some for his store, and he hadn't heard of it, and he told me when the game came in. But it's called Forestry. So you're building a sustainable like forest, and you're going through the different steps of like deforestation, and you're planting seedlings and selling your wood, but it's like a really cool. The map is like round because there's different areas you're going to be going to. Um, you work against a bot, but there's different characters you play, and they have different like abilities or whatever. It has cards in it, um, but it's a really cool game. It's by Thomas Holick and by what is it? Capstone Games. By Capstone Games, and it's 1 to 4 players. Takes 60 plus minutes to play, but it's just really interesting. Inside the rules, it has real life descriptions of what goes on with the foresting, with the resource harvesting and the environmental care and stuff like that, the planting of seedlings and just how they clear forests, and so it's really interesting. Um, so it's about trees, wood, highlighting how forests capture CO2 and produce a renewable resource. Players manage a forest sustainably, fulfilling orders for wooden products while preserving the ecosystem for future generations. I mean, it just sounds cool. It is cool. Just it's a fun game to play. So I would check it out if you can. This one I got for Christmas. This was another one my wife surprised me with that um, I was looking at and she didn't know, but she got it. And I've always been a fan of Dungeons and Dragons. Um, I used to play when I was in high school and junior high. Haven't since, but I loved the game Dungeons and Dragons. So Horrified is a system of games, but what I've heard is that this one is the best of all of them. It's like right at the top. So you have different monsters that you go up against. You start going up against this one over here on the side, the Beholder, and then this other one over here. Forgot the name of that one. But anyway, you go up against those two first, and you have a board. There's items that get put out on the board that you collect, like swords and different weapons and relics and things like that. And you use those to fight the monsters. If they attack, you can give up one of those to thwart that attack, so to speak. There's citizens up here, 10 citizens, and they will appear out on the board. And your job is to try to get them to their safe place. They have a safe place listed on their standee, and you try to get them there, and you get like a perk, a card, that has like a special ability or thing that you can do. But it's a really fun game. It doesn't take that long. It's let's see, what does it say for time? It doesn't say how much time. I'm sure it does somewhere, but no. Anyways, but it doesn't take. It takes, I think, about an hour. But it's funny, they advertise includes a D20 die. For us gamers, we have a billion of these now. But back in Dungeons and Dragons, it was cool to have the D20 and the D8 and the D12, all the different kinds of dice you get. But anyways, Horrified. It's a fun game. Check it out if you can. All right, next, I got this one for my birthday. This is a deck building game called Invincible. If you've ever seen the show, it has the characters from the show. It's a very good deck building game. A lot of fun. It's 1 to 4 players. Takes about an hour to play. But there's different. You can do like a campaign where they have cards that are in like kind of sealed folders that you can unlock once you beat the previous like boss. You can unlock the next level and play with those, and it introduces new cards that you get, new people and things like that. So that one's fun. And that's by Indie Boards and Cards and Skybound. Yeah, Skybound. And it's designed by Kevin Riley, Nick Little, and Sydney Engelstein. But anyways, it's a fun game. Deck builder. I like deck builders. All right, this one I bought. It's something I've had on my list to get forever. It's part of the Legendary series. It's a deck building game, and it's James Bond. I didn't realize it was gonna be this cool, but it's I love James Bond movies. I grew up. My dad loved James Bond, so I watched, every James Bond movie at least 3 times, and I just love all of them. And um, they've been going on for 60 plus years. But anyways, so this is a deck builder. It's 1 to 5 players. Takes 30 to 60 minutes. It's by Upper Deck, um, who I used to collect their baseball and football and hockey cards. But what's cool about this set is that it comes with a playmat. Um, it comes with all these cards that I had to figure out how to organize. But the smart people that post things on Board Game Geek, they had card dividers that they made that have the names on there. So I printed all those out. I made little tuck boxes out of cardboard or cardstock. So a little tuck box that you can put the cards in, and so that's cool. But it came with a playmat, which I love playmats. So it has all the information you need on it, and it's nice to, instead of just playing on a blank, table, where it's like just, oh, put your cards over here, and it's nice to have it like, okay, I know I put my villains over here, and this is where my play area is, and so forth. These cards. Oh. Okay, so that's a fun game. They also make some other ones. This one is one of the best ones of the Legendary series. They have Legendary Marvel, which I have, which is also fun. But they also have, for movies, they have Alien. They have the Predator. Predator would be cool. And they have Big Trouble in Little China, which is a cult following movie. I'd love to get the regular board game of that, but it's expensive. Another game I got for my birthday, which is another great solo game. If you look on lists, top solo games, is called The Legacy of You. This has been on my list for a long time, but I finally got it, and it is a lot of fun. It's got like a little narrative to it. It's resource, worker placement type game. Also card and deck building, because you kind of have like a campaign. So there's a story to it, and you get to unlock new cards that you put into your set. That when you finish one like game or whatever, you move on to the next game, and you get add more cards. You take out cards from the previous ones, but it's a very cool game. So it's by Renegade Games. It's just a solitaire and takes 60 minutes to play. So check it out if you haven't. Very cool solitaire game. The next one is this one I got for my birthday as well, called Spirit Island. Very cool game. This is one of the top solo games as well. When you look up solo games, it's 1 to 4 players, takes 90 to 120 minutes. It is by Greater Than Games. I think that's who it is, Greater Than Games. Yeah. But it came out in 2016. But there's different expansions and things like it. But you have this island, and you're protecting this island from like invaders. You have natives native on the island that are trying to ward off people that are trying to colonize it and build, um, you know, buildings on there and stuff. And you're using spirits and curses and things like that to ward them off. But it's got deck building to it. You're getting cards, and adding to your spells and things that you can do. So it's a lot of fun. Very cool. All right, we're getting down to the end. This one I got for my birthday as well. It's called A Place for My All My Books. It's a very chill game that you can play solitaire, but it's also multiplayer. But it is cool because this opens like a book, and then inside, you have your game boards and things like that. But here's like the little game board. But you go around to the different places on here, the library, bookstore, stuff like that, and you're trying to get books. And then you have an apartment, and you have to place books in your apartment, and you'll have different objectives, like having all yellow books in, two stacks of, three or something like that. So you have to collect those books and, go get them from the library or whatever. And then I got the deluxe edition, so it's got this, nice cover that looks like a book, and it's got wooden pieces instead of cardboard. So it's all the character pieces are nice. The books are wooden. They're really nice. But your rival is this chick here, this Penelope, spoiled little brat. She goes around and she stays in the village, and she takes all the books from you. So she's a little wench. But you're trying to, you have to also manage your social, like, kind of like your social anxiety, so it kind of has that aspect in it, which is interesting because, you know, as we know, mental health has been brought to the forefront, recently, in these past, or these recent years and things. So you manage your social anxiety by staying in your apartment and organizing your books. And then once you build up your social anxiety meter, you're able to go outside and collect more books and things like that. But Penelope, the rival, she doesn't have that. So she's out and about and stealing all your stuff. So, anyways, it's a great game. If you haven't played it, check it out. Okay, last two. All right, this is a game I've always wanted on my list. It's always been too expensive, but my wife bought it for me for Christmas, and I'm glad she did, because then I don't have to buy it and feel bad. It is Slay the Spire. So this is also one of the top solo games. Also, multiplayer, but when people talk about, top solo games, they always throw this in there. But it is a 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes, and it's a fun game. You have different characters you can be, and you have cards that you gain, and you have like a starter deck that you start with. On the wrong side here, over here, it's a starter deck, and then you have different relics and potions that you can get, and then you're going against enemies. So based on your row, so these are the people. There's 4 people playing here in this game. So this person has 2 enemies in their row. that they're facing. This person's facing 1, this person's facing 2, this person's facing 1. So, anyways, they, have to battle them, and you're trying to move your party from the bottom here all the way up to the top to meet the final boss. But all along here, you're having encounters with like these monsters, and you're coming across like random events and things like that. So encounters. So it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of cards involved, but it's a cool, very cool game, and that's by Contention Games and Mega Crit. But very fun game. All right, and last but not least, this is probably my favorite game that I got, and I got this for my birthday. Another Stonemaier game, Vantage. I can't say enough about this game. This game is amazing. It's a open world game. It's called Vantage because you're describing your point of view to other players if you're playing with multiple people, because you all crash on a planet, but you're all in separate areas. So you're trying to get certain objectives done, or like you have a mission or destiny or whatever you're trying to fulfill, but you're trying to describe this planet to your players. Or if you're playing solo, you're looking at it yourself, through your your vantage point. But it uses cards and it has like a card filing system, so it's numbered cards. So you're on card, say 519, and you have like a little compass rose, and it'll say card 517 is to the north, card 384 is to the south, and you pick a direction, and you go to that card, you pick that card out, it gives you another kind of artist rendition of what you're looking at. It could be like a city, it could be open plain, it could be a tundra, icy covered tundra, all kinds of different scenarios. There's different people you can interact with, they call them sentients, and you can interact with them, talk with them, ask them questions. There's storybooks. There's like 6 storybooks, and they all have passages in them. So it'll say go to 389, in the passage. So you look up, okay, card 389. I'm using the orange, resource or whatever. So go to the orange book, look at 389, read that passage, and it's an amazing game, something that I haven't experienced before. I just read on Reddit that someone likened it to a Zen experience because it's so chill of a game that you're not trying to win. You don't care if you fail your mission or whatever, because it's just you're experiencing something new every time you play. You're coming across different beings, and you're coming across different landscapes, and you're doing different things during the games. So I played it like 4 times, and it's been different every time, and it's been enjoyable every time. So anyways, I highly recommend this game, and this for my top game of 2025. This is probably going to be it, because it's there's nothing out there that's beaten this in 2025. So those are my games. There were 13 of them out of the 17 that I played. So hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.